Today is when we look at Jack Kilby, who helped us learn the value in something that others would call boredom. Jack could have been bored, but he elected to invest his time in inventing the future, and we are better off for it. Jack was born on November 8 in 1923. As a lad, he became interested in electronics. An adult had given to him a gift of a crystal radio kit. His curiosity grew out of his school-age hobby of amateur radio. He trained himself to be an electrical engineer, and he landed a job straight out of college, with Texas Instruments, near Dallas. He arrived ready to start, and was told that the research scientists in his department regularly took their family vacations the first few weeks of June. With no one to give Jack direction, he set out to solve a problem that had been puzzling folks for more than 10 years. That is, how do we make electrical switches smaller than they already were? Perhaps you have heard of the semiconductor industry. In the early 50s, computers were rather large things, filling entire rooms, and full of noisy electrical switches. They also consumed a great deal of electrical energy. Jack could have been bored, and just waited for his team to return from their well-earned vacations, but he did not. He invented the future. He invented the integrated circuit that makes modern computers possible. In fact, you are using Jack's invention to look at this right now. Jack lived close to the high school where I was helping students learn physics, and he visited my classroom to help inspire the next generation. I thought that I had done a great job of preparing the students on the special privilege that was about to happen to them, days before Jack arrived. It went well, or so I thought. A few months later a student approached me and asked, "Did you know that the fellow who invented the integrated circuit lives near here? I mean, I could be sitting at the stoplight, look over, and see him. I could see him in the grocery." "Yes," I said. "Do you remember last fall, when I had an older fellow come to the class to speak with us?" That was Jack Kilby. The look on the student's face was priceless as he said, "Do you mean to tell me that I was in the same room as Jack Kilby?" I could have asked him questions. I could have had my photo taken with him. I debated on telling this to Jack, but I decided that I would. His response greatly mollified me. Jack said, "Sometimes people are just not ready to hear something, but you have to just keep telling them anyway." Jack also invented thermal paper. Almost all receipts are printed on thermal paper today, so if you need to keep your receipts, keep them away from heat, or they will turn black. In September of 1965, Jack's team developed the first pocket electronic calculator, using the integrated circuit. It took the Nobel Prize Committee nearly 50 years to recognize Jack, and he was awarded the highest of Nobel Prizes. Jack became a physics Nobel laureate in 2000. Encourage children because sometimes a gift is much more than a gift.